Welcome to Pulaski County Fiscal Court, everybody. Judge couldn't be here today, so we've got to carry on here. I'd like to take a moment of silence, and then I've asked Beverly Haynes to lead us in the pledge. Thank you. Ms. Beverly.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, call this meeting to order. Minutes of the last meeting need the approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Strunk, second by Jason. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. New business, road additions and removal. Got permission to hold public hearing on Summer Tower Drive. That's
Motion to hold the public hearing.
Second.
motion by Turpin, second by Strunk. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Red Cross wants to make a presentation. We've got somebody here from Red Cross. I guess not. Okay. Department reports. PC Park, Amber.
Good morning.
Morning.
I just want to ask permission to hire Hope Hardwick as full-time,
Who was that?
starting March 4th.
Motion. Who was that?
Hope Hardwick, I've had her as seasonal since June.
I'm gonna make a motion on it.
A motion from Wheeldon.
Second.
Second from Strunk. All in favor? Turpin.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Solid waste, Danny?
I'd like to ask permission to hire Zachary Cottle for part-time employment starting February 28th tomorrow.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw, second by Strunk. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And Misty's got a couple of properties to present.
The first property I have is on Lewis Street. It's lot 129 in Close Aid subdivision. Needs to be just cleaned up, have a bunch of junk removed off of it, garbage.
Motion to clean up.
Second.
Motion by Strunk, second by Ranshaw. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
The second property is Chapel Way, lot 9 Countryside subdivision. It's a property that's not being mowed. It's got hot tubs, trailers, and boats dumped on it.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wheeldon, second by Strunk. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Jail.
We didn't receive any bids, so we'll just ask y'all's permission to go ahead and rebid it.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw, second by Strunk. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Fleet maintenance.
First thing I got is accept the bid on the lease vehicles. It was for $221,067 on 8 vehicles.
These are the ones that are coming off lease, right?
Yep, and I did review, me and Chris have reviewed the leases and all those numbers are correct, so.
Okay, and we have the funds in our budget for this year to pay for those, right? Plus what we're gonna be saving by not paying that lease payment. Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw, second by Strunk. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
And I wanna ask permission to hire, or not hire, but to advertise the position that I got open on the full-time position.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw, second by Strunk. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Well, she said she didn't have nothing. Said you didn't have nothing? Okay, road department. 3,000 ton of rock.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Strunk, second by Wilden. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Rest of the road list.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Ranshaw, second by Turpin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Any idea, Mike, when the quarry's gonna open back up?
Middle of March, I've heard.
I heard somewhere in the beginning, the middle of March.
What about some total patch oil? Do we need total patch oil too?
I talked to Ryan and he said he was ordering that, so he still must have some money available for ordering. Talked to
So
Ryan
he
about that
is ordered it?
yesterday, yeah.
Okay. I know we need to be working it.
Finance.
I'm just looking for approval for the bank reconciliations for the month of January.
Make a motion to approve the bank reconciliation for review.
Motion by Ranshaw,
Second.
second by Turpin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Chris.
You all approved that. I was just giving that to you because
Okay.
that'll be the format. you get on.
Thank you.
Citizen comments now.
If you don't mind, before we get to citizen comments, I would like to make a public statement. And before I start the public statement, I know Marshall's not here, and I think everybody in this room would agree Marshall's been working hard on this EMS issue to try to find a solution with the city. There were a couple things that was disturbing last night in the city council meeting about the city wanting to most likely move forward with the splitting up EMS, but in my opinion, I think this is going to be bad for county as a whole. I have an official statement that I typed up last night, and then I have one that I didn't type up that I want to include. So if you give me a minute to read this.
Unknown caller.
So after the mayor told us to pay an extra $600,000 a year and 2.5% increase after that in the form of a $150,000 increase each year for the next 4 years,
or he will split EMS. We have offered to pay $150,000 increase in next year's budget and 2.5% increase every year after that. Or let us take over full control of EMS with the city giving the county the $1.3 million that we are currently paying them. And then pay us 2.5% each year, whichever is better, which is a better than he is asking of us. In no way does the county have the means to afford that increase with other costs being put on our budget by clerk's office, jail medical, cost increase, and sheriff's wanting to increase, and many other requests for increase still to come. In addition, the city would have to give, in addition to what we're offering, this, if we take over EMS, the city would have to give us their certificate of need. And the reason for that is to ensure that they don't turn around and actually start their own EMS. Because in results, that would be a huge problem with funding the current EMS, which would result in a huge tax increase to the residents to keep it going. We have looked at the split. Bear with me here. Computer thing. We have looked at the split and feel doing so, the county could not get the management and highly trained employees to run a successful operation, because with the current EMS being down 11 employees and the difference in hazardous pay and other insurance and our insurance, we could not get enough employees to come along even if we offer more pay. The employees would have to lose hazardous retirement and pay full price for a family plan, which would cost $1,000 plus per month through the county insurance. Unlike the city budget of close to over $100 million a year, the county only has a budget of around $50 million. There is no way we can afford such a demand of the city. So with the inability to fully staff a new EMS staff, and the difficulties of negotiating contracts with insurance companies, Medicare, Medicaid, hospitals, and suppliers of critical medicine and supplies needed, we feel that the ultimate result will be the unnecessary deaths due to these things and the lack of well-trained individuals to handle the calls. The county budget, as it stands now, does not allow us to pay the full agreement the mayor is asking for county for each year. Unlike the city budget, which I explained this earlier, of close to or over $100 million a year, the county only has a budget of around $50 million. I feel the best thing for EMS in the long run would be the city to accept the available funds we have to offer. I believe anything else would be a major problem for this county as a whole. And the last thing I want to be a party of is seeing unneeded death because we have to split EMS, because the mayor and some of the city council members' feelings like they need to spread misinformation, propaganda about the county not doing our fair share. It could cost every city and county residents dearly. I missed one aspect of this. I missed the first part of this. As background to the mayor's response last night, the city runs the day-to-day operation of EMS. The county's responsibility is to provide $1.3 million a year to help with overrun costs that EMS can't cover from income received from runs by insurance company, Medicaid, Medicare, and individuals. As the mayor stated, that the city only has 18% of the population, but failed to say that the EMS calls are split roughly 50% city, 50% county. As day-to-day operations, the city is responsible for the hiring, training, wages, and management of EMS. This was addressed years ago when EMS service was split from where the fire department handled both fire and EMS service to what it is today. Back then, they knew splitting up EMS to one for the city and one for the county would cause great problems for every resident in both the city and county. From what I have been told, that the problem is more than wages. Even though we wish the city could pay more, but they do provide hazardous retirement and full employee health care with affordable family medical plan. From research done, from research that we've done, the wages in our EMS is not the highest in the area and it's not the lowest in the area. We're somewhere in the middle, but yet the city also provides a hazardous retirement and family health care. The county also being told that it is the run volume about 13,000 runs a year. The fact that heroes, and I call every one of these employees a hero, who make these runs feel like they have to work overtime. It's not mandatory for them to work overtime, but they told me that they're working overtime to help the residents all over our county because of the lack of getting new employees hired and trained. If someone wants to come work for EMS, they first have to go through a EMS course that is only set up for one night a week for 24 weeks. To me, we should be doing a full-time EMS class. If we're shorthanded, we should be doing a full-time EMS class 5 days a week, if we can find the people who wants to come work. Last reason we have been told is issues with the management of the department. Back then, they knew splitting EMS to one of the cities, to one for the city and one for the county would cause great problems for every resident. But yet they want to try to do it again. Now, present day. The mayor has put out this narrative, I call it propaganda, that the county is not providing its fair share through county, though county has given more in investment to EMS over the last 3 years than required with the purchase of 6 ambulances that we are still currently paying on and an extra $2.1 million worth of equipment, in which we are still holding of that $2.1 million, $311,000 of that waiting for the mayor to decide what we should spend it on. All this is above the $3.9 million we agreed to pay over the last 3 years. I believe if you talk to the EMS heroes, they are very grateful for the updated equipment to keep them safe on the job. Even though total runs are 50% city, 50% county, this year's EMS budget shows the county paying $1.3 million and the city, if needed, would put in $750,000 into the EMS service if revenue shortfall. The county has already given half of our commitment for the year, while the city has not put any money in as of the last financial statement from the EMS that I received. In the same aspect, the county pays full costs for other safety services, like county 911 system and our jail service, to the tune of $3.2 million a year from our general fund budget. and we are not asking the city to help give us money for from their general fund to help. Yes, the county is mandated to have a jail, but does not mean they are not allowed to, that we are not allowed to ask help from the cities to fund them. And even though the county is not mandated to operate a 911 system, we do with no help from cities because we plain and simply don't ask them for help. So that's my statement. I kind of got it mixed up a little bit, but I'll even post this on my Facebook page and my magistrate page for people to read, and I'm sure the newspaper will probably want a copy of this. But the other part is that I didn't have time to write out was I actually, just for people to know, I actually met with the county judge, and the county, or not the county judge, but the mayor. We had lunch one day, and I discussed options where he wanted to do the what's that called? The tax district.
Tax, yeah.
That we in this room, I think, are pretty much against, because it would just that cost can go up really high, just like what's happening with the library extension boards and all that. I proposed an option that would increase the occupational tax from the 0.8 to 0.1, which would cost, and I think the residents of the county could get behind this, which would cost the majority of the people working in the city, that includes county workers coming to the city. I think they'd be willing to put in less than $1 a week to help support our first responders. And it wouldn't hurt people like our retire, because if you do a taxing district, that money goes on property taxes. And I feel that would hurt the retired folks that have property and are fixed income. So in my opinion, and I made that offer, and I have it spelled out in a proposal I gave to the mayor, it would generate the first year $800,000, the second year $1.6 million. And it would cost the average employee in the city an extra $1 a week, or maximum, if it's like $40,000 a year, they would pay about $40 in a year. And I think the people in this county could get behind that to help the first responders. And it would help not only EMS for the city, but it would help us with the cost of running 911 in the jail and stuff like that. So that was my proposal to him, and from my understanding, he doesn't want to do it, even though it would raise more money than what he's asking from the county right now. So I'm asking, at this point, I think the propaganda has gotten to the point that I needed to make this statement, and I hope it's finally that the people of this county and city can see that the county is not the bad person in all this, that we are trying to help out EMS. And there is avenues out there that we can do to help them. But to split EMS, I don't want to be any part of that. I think it would be terrible and bad for this county, whether you're a city resident or not. So, and that, I just want to make this point. This was I put this at the end of the statement, so I'll read exactly what I said. Thank you for taking the time to hear me out. And this is my view of the situation at hand, and only my view. And I'll leave it up to the court if they want to make any comments after that.
Anybody got anything else?
Well, I think it'd be a bad idea to split it, like Mark has said there. I don't think we need to split EMS with the city and the county. It needs to be run either by the city or the county, not both of us.
I don't think it's a good idea to split it either. And I serve on the MS board, and I don't see the losing money part. I think we hear all the time that they're losing money, and I just can't understand that when I see the records, and I know we do better than what's told.
Yeah, we help out a bunch, and we know that. And we don't get any of the credit for helping, but we bought, like Mark said, we bought 6 new ambulances. We put over $1 million in new equipment, plus the 1.3 that we give them every year. And that we do a good job helping them.
And I do appreciate Marshall really trying to work with the city and explain our side of view of it. I just felt that I needed to put it in writing because I thought it was getting out of hand, propaganda coming from the city and some of the city council members and stuff like that, so.
We hear that we don't help at all, that the city's having to foot the bill for it, and that's not true at all. We all know that.
Is that all on that?
That's it.
Okay, citizen comments. We got any citizens to speak? No citizens to speak. I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw, second by Strunk. All in favor? All opposed? Motion's adjourned. Meeting's adjourned.